Hello and welcome back. So in this video of geometric properties of circle, we are going to start the angle properties of circle. And let us explore the first angle property in this video. It is about the angle at center of a circle. It states that angle subtended at the center of a circle is double that of the angle subtended at the circumference by the same arc. The angles at the center and at the circumference must be subtended by the same arc. So here we have a circle in the diagram with center O, and here we have taken an arc AXB. So we can see that this arc is subtending some angle at the center O, as well as it subtends some angle at the circumference at point P. So according to this property, that angle at the center will be double that of angle at the circumference. So it can be written as angle AOB equals 2 times the angle APB. So if I say that angle at point P at the circumference it is x, then angle at the center must be 2 times x. So that is the first angle property. So in this diagram, we can see that this property can be abbreviated as the angle at center equals 2 times the angle at the circumference. And in the diagrams, we can see that the point P on the circumference can be at any location, like it can be right above the center O, it can be right to the center as well, and it can also lie on the end point of a diameter. As we can see, this line segment over here is a diameter. It is passing through the center of the circle O, and that this property is also true for the major arc. We can see that AB over here is a major arc, and it is subtending an angle at the center over here, and angle at the circumference is made over here at point P. So this property is true for both the minor arc as well as the major arc. Now let us discuss a few examples. Like we can see in this diagram, we are to find the value of x in all four parts. So here we can see that angle at the circumference, it is subtended by the arc AB, and if it is 50, then the angle subtended by the same arc at the center must be 2 times that. So it will be 100 degrees. Now in the second one, we can see the angle at the center is given 42 degrees, and it is subtended by some arc AB over here, and the same arc is subtending angle at the circumference at point P, and that is x. We know angle at the circumference is basically half the angle of the circle. So it will be x is equal to 42 divided by 2, that is 21 degrees. So that is the value of x for second diagram. So for the third diagram, we can see the angle at the circumference is given 35 degree. It is subtended by the arc AB, and the same arc is subtending an angle x at the center. We know it will be double that of angle at the circumference, so it will be 70 degree. Now in D part, where we can see that the angle 276 is subtended at the center, and this angle is subtended by the major arc AB, and the same major arc AB is subtending an angle x at the circumference. So we know angle at the center is double that of angle at the circumference, or the angle at circumference is half that of angle at the center. So it will be 276 divided by 2, and that is 138 degrees. So that is for the D part. Now let us discuss a practice now question from book 4. So here in practice now 6, there are 3 questions, and in first question it states P, Q, R and S are 4 points on the circle with center O. We can see it in the diagram. Given that POS is the diameter of the circle and OPR is 28 degree, we can see POS is over here and angle 28 degree is mentioned over here. Find angle SOR. We know this angle SOR is formed over here in the diagram, and we have to figure out this angle. So first, see that this angle is subtended by the arc SR. So the same arc SR is also subtending an angle at the circumference which is 28 degrees. So angle at center must be 2 times that angle at the circumference. So it becomes 56 degrees. So 56 degrees is the angle over here. So next we have to find the angle PQR, and angle PQR, if we can see, it is located over here. So in order to find this angle, let us remove the extra things over here. We can see that this angle PQR is subtended by the major arc PSR. So in order to find this angle at the circumference, we will first figure out the angle made by the same arc at center, and that is definitely the angle, the reflex angle POR, and that reflex angle POR is, it equals 180 degrees plus 56, and that is 236 degrees. And because we are to figure out the angle PQR, which is angle subtended by the same arc at the circumference, so it will be half the angle at the center. 236 divided by 2, and that is precisely 118 degrees. So that is the angle PQR, 118 degrees. Now in second question of practice now 6, it states A, B and C are points on the circle with center O. We can see the center over here, and A, B and C are points at the circumference of that circle. Given that angle ABO is 35 degrees, that is mentioned in the diagram as well, find the angles marked X and Y. And we can see the angle X is over here at the center and angle Y is here at the circumference, and both are subtended by the same arc AB. So first, in order to figure out the value of X, so we can see it is an isosceles triangle OAB, because OA and OB both are the radial segments and they are definitely equal. So angle X over here, these two sides are equal, OA and B, and these two angles are also 35 degrees and 35 degrees. So X must be 180 minus 2 times 35 degrees, because that is an isosceles triangle. So the value of X shall become 110 degrees. So X is 110 degrees. Now we can see that angle Y is also subtended by the same arc AB, and the angle Y is at circumference. So Y is definitely half the angle at center, which was X. So Y is 55 degrees definitely. So these two are the unknowns in second part. Now coming to third, where it is stated that in the figure, O is the center of the circle and A and B lie on the circumference such that ABN is a straight line. We can see ABN over here, it is a straight line, and given that C lie on the circumference such that uh, NBC is 73 degrees, it is mentioned in the diagram as well. Find angle AOC, and angle AOC is over here. So in order to find the angle AOC over here, first thing that we can figure out is the angle over here, the adjacent angle to 73, and we know ABN is a straight line, which means both these angle ABC and and BC, they make up a straight angle 180 degrees. So angle ABC will be 180 minus 73 degrees, and that shall become 107 degrees. So the angle ABC is 107 degrees, that is over here. Now, because the angle ABC is subtended by the arc AC, and it is a definitely a major arc. So this major arc subtends an angle at the center over here, which is definitely double the angle at the circumference 107. So angle AOC, which is reflex over here, the reflex angle AOC is 2 times the angle at circumference, which is 107. So that becomes 214. So the required angle AOC will be 360 minus 214. 360 minus 214, and that shall become 146 degrees. So that is the value of angle AOC over here. So this was first of the angle properties, and the main statement of this property is the angle at center is double that of angle at the circumference, or we can say the angle at circumference is half that of angle at the center. So in next video we will be discussing the second angle property and onwards.